Let's talk about the corporate pigeonhole. You know the ones. The code whisperer who can't make small talk. The crisis fixer who's never invited to the strategy table. The sales machine whose ideas about anything else get a polite smile and a swift change of subject. Ever notice how hard it is for these people to ever be seen as anything else? It's not an accident. It's by design. The system has a powerful, almost lazy preference for putting you in a box, sealing it shut, and writing one single clear label on the side. And today we're going to talk about the quiet, relentless protocol that makes it happen. Call it the form and name game. First, how do you know you've been successfully filed away? Here are the symptoms. Symptom 1, you become a noun, not a person. In the system's directory, you are not Sarah with ideas about process and market trends. You are the Python backend resource. Your value has been compressed into a keyword for easier searching and allocation. Symptom 2, every reward you get just nails the lid tighter. You get a bonus for brilliant code? Great. That money comes with invisible strings pulling you deeper into the coding cave. You asked to sit in on a product roadmap meeting? Denied. We need you focused on the Q3 sprint. The system invests heavily in making you a better specialist and actively discourages you from becoming anything else. It's building a monorail for you, not a highway. Symptom 3, stepping out of role feels like pushing against a social force field. Try offering a business insight in a room full of engineers. Watch the awkward pauses. Try suggesting a creative marketing idea as the numbers person. See the patronizing nods. Your peers often unconsciously become enforcers of the system's labeling. They expect the you they know, and any deviation creates friction. Symptom 4, your biggest risk isn't failing, it's your box becoming obsolete. Your real career anxiety isn't about your performance review. It's about your entire tech stack going out of fashion or your market sector drying up. You're not a flexible employee. You're a specialized part, and the fear is always that the machine will get a new model. So why does the system do this? Why spend so much energy limiting its own people? It comes down to a cold managerial calculus. Calculation 1, efficiency through simplification. You are complex, unpredictable, and expensive to manage. The data visualization expert is not. By reducing you to a label, the system turns you from a mystery into a tool. It knows exactly which drawer to pull you from and which job to slot you into. Think of a big management consultancy. You're tagged supply chain. The algorithm will only ever staff you on supply chain projects. Could you be a great presenter? A latent strategist? The system has no reason to ask. Finding out would be extra work. Your label is a convenience fee the system charges for its own mental comfort. Calculation 2, clear lines of blame. A blurry role means blurry accountability. A crystal clear role is a perfect blame receptacle. In our world of GDPR and compliance, companies need a designated data protection officer. If there's a leak, everyone, the board, the regulators, the media, knows exactly whose door to knock on. That person is institutionally locked into that role. Their other talents are irrelevant. They have been promoted into a prefabricated accountability slot. Your clarity of function is also your cage. Calculation 3, keeping the peace. If everyone could freely swap roles, it would be chaos. It would spark turf wars over projects, mess up salary bands, and break delicate internal alliances. By enforcing strict lanes, you're in engineering, you're in sales, the system maintains a predictable, controllable order. Hollywood is the master of this. An Oscar-winning editor doesn't just decide to become a cinematographer. The system of guilds, reputations, and financiers' expectations forms an invisible wall. You're encouraged to be the best in your lane, but the guardrails are designed to make changing lanes nearly impossible. Now, here's the cruel twist. When you feel the walls closing in and try to break out, your best efforts often backfire. You double down, becoming the absolute best coder, seller, analyst to prove your worth. The system takes notice. Component exceeding performance specs increase load. But here's the twist. What if that extra load is an opportunity in disguise? What if the system, by demanding more, is actually creating room for you to redefine your role? You loudly demand a change, declaring you're bored and need a new challenge. The system sees critical asset showing instability. Initiate retention protocols. You'll get a fancy new title within your field, a retention bonus, maybe an innovation hour, anything to soothe you back into your box. Your cry for freedom is heard as a maintenance alert. You quietly skill up on the side, trying to demonstrate new abilities. The system sees tool being used off-label, potential for malfunction. You'll get a career chat about aligning your passions with core objectives. A polite way of being told to get back in your lane. So what's the end game for a boxed-in star? The system has plans, just not the ones you'd choose. Path A, the ivory tower. You become the distinguished fellow, the chief scientist. You get a lab, a big budget, and absolute authority over an increasingly narrow slice of the universe. You're revered and completely removed from real power. You're a monument, not a mover. Path B, the human seal of approval. You become the living, breathing standard. No code ships without your review. No one gets hired without your interview. Your personal judgment becomes process. You are transformed from a person into a bureaucratic function. Path C, the designated absorber. Your role is secretly engineered to be the shock absorber for a specific kind of organizational pain. You're the one who always gets the impossible clients or the doomed projects that need sunsetting. You are the human repository for systemic failure. The ancient insight here is stark. Systems don't want well-rounded humans. They want reliable, predictable parts. A part that tries to reshape itself is a threat to the entire machine's blueprint. In modern terms, your proven specific skill is a sure bet. Your untested, broader potential is a risky investment. The system will always choose the sure bet today. But what if there's a way to change the game entirely, to make the system invest in the unexpected? What if you could not only break out of the box, but actually reshape how it's defined? Stay with me, because next we'll dive into how you can hack the system from within. So what do you do? First, hear you're irreplaceable as a warning siren, not a compliment. But knowing this is just the beginning. If you truly want to break out of the box, you need to understand how the system categorizes you. Next, we'll explore how to hack the system's own algorithm to create new opportunities. Second, instead of simply trying to break out of the box, think about expanding the edges of your role. Start by taking small steps outside your comfort zone. Maybe share an insight from a different department, attend a cross-functional meeting, or offer an idea from a different perspective. When you show people you're capable of more than just your label, it's not about breaking the rules, it's about reshaping them from within. The engineer who publishes a client case study, the accountant who leads a design thinking workshop. You need to break the system's algorithm for categorizing you. We're not giving you a 5-step plan to escape your box. We're giving you the blueprint of the box itself. The goal is to stop asking, how do I get them to see the real me? And start asking, what data do I need to feed the machine to force it to recategorize the me it sees? Shift from being a player trapped by the rules to a hacker studying the source code. But this logic leads to one final obvious question. If the system is so obsessed with keeping you in your vertical lane, what does it do when you try to move sideways? If it fears a specialist becoming something else, how does it react to the idea of people swapping departments, sharing knowledge, or just mixing things up? The system will always choose the sure bet today because predictability is its safety net. But what happens when you, the sure bet, become the unexpected element? What if you could push the system to see you as more than just a label? In the next part, we'll explore how small intentional disruptions can break through the system's limits and create opportunities you never thought possible.